Welcome to the Shred the Spread podcast, episode 9, Picks Saturday edition. If you're new, thanks for tuning in. If you're returning, thanks for coming back. I am your host, Jared, and as always, for Picks Saturday, we are here with my main man, my right-hand man, Dino. How's it going, man?
Yes, sir. Welcome back. I am back. I hope y'all took that free money yesterday with the Ravens. That was quick, easy, light. You got in, you got your bag, you got home. Let's go ahead and lock them in this now. Let's go ahead and lock them in, Jared. Let's go ahead and lock them in this week, man.
Yeah, man. Great start, 1-0. We mentioned the Ravens, and I'm pretty sure I'm not 100% sure if we talked about it on air, but I know we did talk about it in private. We love the over too, so we love both of those. Both of those obviously hit. There was a lot of public money that came on late on the Buccaneers when that line changed. So the
Which
Ravens got all the way back
made
up to
sense
what
me.
plus 1.5 or plus one, wherever the hell it was.
Right.
Didn't matter. They
Yeah.
won outright. Lamar played well. Buccaneers still struggling to move the ball. Still don't know what's going on over there. But hey, whatever it is what it is. We hit the bet. That's the whole point of this. We
Facts.
are both kind of busy, so we might have a brief episode. We only have 5 games to cover because we have 5 games with picks in them. So we will, as per usual, we would go over the picks for each of us. We would give our underdog round robin. This week we have 3 teams instead of 2 teams as last week. And then we also have the teaser, and then we will be good to go. And we'll get these picks out. Hopefully we stay hot. Dino especially stays hot. He swept last week.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
so yeah, let's get
Streaking.
right into it. We have 2 games where we have the same pick from. So let's just go ahead and let's get started with one of those. And that game we both have the Commanders and Colts. Commanders +3. We've been eyeing this all week. I got it at
All
four
week
and a half
long.
earlier in the week. Matt Ryan was benched / hurt. So they're going with Sam Ellinger. I don't
Ellinger.
remember how you
Yep.
say his name.
Ellinger.
So
Yep.
they're going
Out
with
of
the
Texas.
backup. They are giving him a shot. Truthfully, at this point, I heard a good point from somebody else. Do the Colts even want to win right now? Do they? This is a very good upcoming draft class. There's several good quarterbacks to pick from. They have an aging Matt Ryan. They got a backup who they don't really know what they have, so they're going to run him out there and see what he has. But truthfully, are they really trying to win? I'm assuming, obviously, yes. Jim Irsay loves the winning culture there, but realistically, I mean, this team they need a quarterback. That's where their weakness is. It's reflecting on the offense. It's reflecting on the defense because the defense is out there so much more. And then we have issues with Jonathan Taylor get going. So, um, you know, I think this is self-explanatory. We both think the Commanders are going to win this game. Am I right?
Oh yeah, by far. You
So
definitely take that +3.
yeah, so +3. I mean, the Commanders are coming off a big win versus Green Bay. Green Bay obviously hasn't looked, to par. But this Colts team, it's just you just don't know what you're going to get with them. So we got a guy making his first career start against a solid Commanders defense. I think really the only thing missing for the Commanders is Chase Holcomb. Not a big
Cole.
deal. He
Big
does play
Cole.
in the middle, but not a huge loss. As long as they can contain Jonathan Taylor and force the ball in Sam's hands, I don't see him running out here and running over this Commanders defense. Taylor
I
Heineke,
mean,
like you
at
said,
all.
dude, he's not just a quarterback; he's a football player. He's gritty.
Football player, man.
He fights for the extra
That's all
yards.
we need.
Yeah, he fights for the extra yards, and he's gonna do his best to put that team in a position to win because ultimately he's fighting for a start in the job in the league right now. He knows Carson Wentz is hurt. Not that I'm sure if he'll ever come back if Heineke wins these games going forward. But he looked solid versus the Packers. He started off slow, but he got it together and ultimately won the game. Yeah. So the next game, I'm gonna let you take over for this one. We both also have the 49ers -1. Talk to me about this one.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite ones of the week, man. I mean, granted, the Rams are coming off of a bye week here as they've been recently struggling to just move the ball down the field and really put up points. And honestly, when you got those troubles going on, I mean, there's no protection going on at all in that Rams offense, man. I mean, they just let everybody fucking through anything, anybody, any person, non-living thing, any fucking thing, blade of grass, all that. They're letting all that through. And when you got those problems going on, you got Joey Bosa coming, Armstead coming, Kinlaw coming. I mean, what else are you supposed to do? I mean, Matthew Stafford's gonna have to run for his life, and we all know he can't run. All right. So it's one of those things where it's like the defensive matchup for the 49ers, it just looks very enticing. I mean, the Rams really can't do anything on offense, and that defense is definitely strong. And you also take in consideration that, yeah, they're without Debo, but they got the next best thing to Debo, and that's Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey can go in that slot too if he needs to and play running back, and they can bring in what's his name, Elijah Mitchell to play running back and have McCaffrey go in the slot. I mean, they have now so much versatility on offense that you really, really, really it's really hard to guard. Granted, they are what 3-4 at the moment. I believe is what they are. It's going to be it's yeah. The record doesn't really show what the team really is now. They gotten so exponentially better with McCaffrey, and I just see them running away with this. They say -1.5, but I honestly see the 49ers running away with this. Probably like even a 10-point game. I don't trust that Rams offense at all. The O line can't block worth shit, and Matthew Stafford's a sitting duck back there.
Yeah, I mean, I think you summed it up perfectly. The Rams team, they just beat up on the Panthers before the bye, but other than that, dude, like what have they proven to us? They've proven that Matthew Stafford turns the ball over. They've proven that they're not consistent at running back because Cam Akers is out once again. Um, and they also, I mean, granted, Allen Robinson got into the end zone that past game before the bye, but other than that, he's been a ghost on the stat sheet. So
Abysmal. He's been abysmal.
and which is very sad because I think everybody had high hopes for him coming into this year. But regardless, that 49ers defense is getting a lot of their players back. When you got Bosa out there, he's causing havoc every single play. Armstead, I'm not 100% sure if he's playing, but it looks like he was making his return this week. I haven't gotten any update, nor have I seen
Yeah, look,
anything
them
regarding
boys are
that. But
coming.
right,
Them boys are coming, man.
the 49ers, they have to get their shit together. They are on the verge of taking over that division. They have to start this week. The NFC, the top teams generally in the NFC has all around been abysmal. A lot of them aren't even 500. The Buccaneers, especially coming off that loss to the Ravens, the whole conference is in shambles right now. So this is where I believe the 49ers flipped the switch. They got McCaffrey, they have a whole week of practice with McCaffrey. And I think that just sets up perfectly because he is a workhorse back, a 3-down back, and he can run the ball off tackle, can run the ball up the middle, and he can run out for passes, screen pass. He can do it all. He is a gadget guy.
Right.
He is going to make that offense more fluid. And, with Debo being out, I think we see a lot more Brandon Ayuk, who has been having tremendous games. And I think
Tremendous season.
he
Big
yeah,
time season,
he's been a
man.
big key in these 49er games. So I agree with you, dude. 49ers -1, one of my favorite bets this week. Definitely going to parlay it, good parlay piece, and also obviously straight betting with our
And
picks.
they're gonna go on a run. They're about to go on a run. Like you can just feel it. Now's the time they're gonna start making that run and that stretch towards winning that division, man. And they're gonna start separating themselves. So yeah, keep an eye on that.
Yeah, of course. They have Elijah Mitchell is coming back soon. They still have Jeff Wilson, but they're we just saw that they're you know, entertaining offers for him. So he is on the table, but obviously that's only because they have McCaffrey and then Elijah Mitchell to come back. But no, I definitely think this 49ers team is set for a good run. They have a solid run in their schedule coming up. And I think it starts here at statement game versus the Rams, who really haven't played tremendous this week or this year, besides that win versus the Panthers. And yeah, Panther or 49ers -1. So that is the second pick for both of us. Um, we'll go to the Raiders. So the Raiders are heading to the Saints. This is your pick, so I'll let you go ahead and give the reasoning why. But you have the Raiders -1. What's up with that?
Oh yeah, it's simple. I mean, honestly, I just believe the Raiders are going to win the game outright anyway. So, I mean, granted, when you're making this pick, you're basically just betting on that anyway. Who's going to win outright? -1 +1, that's the spread. But let's go. Let's dive into it, man. Yeah, that Raiders offense we were talking about last week. Remember how we said the Texans were like the great value version of the Raiders, with
Uh-huh.
Devontae Adams and all that. Yeah, them superstars came out last week. Other than Darren Waller, I believe Devontae Adams really showed out. They really got into rhythm and flow. Josh Jacobs, my dog, really came out there and was really hustling shit the whole game. Really hustling shit throughout the whole game. And right now, he is the third leading rusher in the NFL right now, and he had a bye. You kidding me? He's third and he already had his bye. This man is running wild right now. And if you go ahead and look at this, if you go ahead and look at this game, look at the totality of it. I mean, granted, the Saints, the Saints are rough. I was really high on the Saints. I know me and you and I have been high on the Saints throughout the season, finally trying to figure it out and turn that spread into money. But yeah, they let us down on back to back to back weeks. You would have thought Andy Dalton would be at least a little less turnover prone from Jameis, and that hasn't been the case. The man gave up 2 pick sixes at the end of the second half, at the end of the first half. At the end of the first half, he gave up not one but two back to back pick sixes. That man's a whole meme. There's a whole meme in Twitter right now with a man just diving into the end zone doing a front flip while Andy Dalton's looking dumb as shit. Like there's really that whole video went viral since that happened. So how can you trust the Saints in any way? Like even if Jameis comes back, Jameis has struggled throughout this year, and their best game from quarterback was Taysom Hill, and Taysom Hill had four rushing touchdowns. So it's rough. It's rough for the Saints right now. It looks bad. Michael Thomas and Juice out again. I mean, people were talking about Kamara talks with trade talks with Eagles, even though I think that's not the case at the moment. But there's even rumors going on about that. It just seems like the Saints right now are in the middle of a debacle and going against this tough Raiders offense. Granted, the Raiders are ranked third in total points in offense. They're going to come out here and really show out. So that's why I think they're going to take that -1. And honestly, I don't see how the Saints, especially if they're throwing picks to a terrible defense, how they're going to win this game. So they got to protect the ball more than anything.
Yeah, 100%. The Saints haven't been protecting the ball. Their defense has been horrendous. They given up over 30 points the last 3 weeks, and they gave up 28 against the Vikings. So they're letting up points. And granted, the Saints
Sheesh.
are scoring, but um, let's be real. The Raiders offense is better than the Cardinals offense. The Cardinals offense really didn't do shit. The only reason the Cardinals won that game was because of turnovers, and they put up 42 points. The Cardinals, with their 2 defensive touchdowns, still put up 42 points. The Bengals, backdoor cover. They 55-yard touchdown pass Jamar Chase. They went out there and they beat the Seahawks, but they had to put up 39 points. The Saints had to put up 39 points and still let up 32. And then they lost to the Vikings 28-25. So this team has just been inconsistent. They're letting up points on defense, and I think when push comes to shove in a shootout, the Raiders win that. They have the better weapons, they have the better personnel, they have the better quarterback, and Josh Jacobs has just been hot. So I 100% agree with you. You're riding the hot hand. The Raiders coming off a tremendous performance last week, and I think they go right back to Josh Jacobs. They run him until the Saints can't stop him, and when they have to
Let the big
pass,
dog eat.
who's stopping Devontae Adams, Hunter Renfro? It's just Darren Waller if he plays. There's not enough personnel on that defensive side for the Saints right now to contain all that. Um,
Especially with
so
Marshawn
yeah, man.
Lattimore out. Marshawn Lattimore is still
Yeah,
not playing.
exactly, dude. That's huge. It's just there's too many people missing from the Saints team for them to. 1 point is insane to say the least. Even if it's 1.5, wherever you get it, it's the same thing. Um, So we'll go over to
Take that
my
money.
next pick. um, I went back and forth, but ultimately I came to the decision that the Vikings -3.5 is my favorite side on that game. I had several picks I was kind of going through, and
50-50
ultimately
on.
led to the -3.5 on the Vikings. Uh, Pretty
Right.
simple. The Arizona Cardinals defense has been inconsistent. Um, the Arizona Cardinals offense has been horrendous. The Vikings are coming off a bye and they're at home. Um, it just seems too fishy of a spot for the the Cardinals to be plus 3.5. They're getting the hook. The public is all over this Cardinals team, and it's really because of the last performance they had against the Saints. Defense played well, and the offense was okay. They have D-Hop back, but truthfully, this Minnesota team, Kirk Cousins really reminds me of a better version of Ryan Tannehill. He is a game manager. He doesn't turn the ball over. He hits his playmakers. Thielen finally is getting solid into this offense. Um, I really like the way the Vikings have been playing the last few weeks. A lot of people say they're a 5-1 fraud team, and that may be the case, but uh, they are coming off a Dolphins victory. They beat the Bears. We saw what the Bears just did to the Patriots. So they beat the Bears. They beat the Saints. They beat the Lions. The really only game that they looked rough in was the very beginning of the year when they lost or they beat the Packers, and then they went and looked rough against the Eagles. The Eagles was really the only rough game they played, so they've been very competitive in every game. I think that covering against the Dolphins was a really good game, but this Vikings team, they just have the pieces, they have the players, and I like them at -3.5. I think this line should be closer to -5, 5.5, especially at home and coming off a bye. I feel like they just have all the right pieces for this side. So I am taking the Vikings -3.5. So you have 3 picks this
Grittying all
week.
over them boys.
You said what?
I said grittying all over them boys.
Yeah, I think Justin Jefferson, that team is healthy right now. Dalvin Cook, that Cardinals defense is not prepared, and the Vikings
They
defense
are
hasn't been playing bad.
fresh, like I said the last podcast.
Right.
Fresh.
Exactly, man. The teams off the bye have been performing well, so we're just going to ride that trend. I'll eat the hook and just hope that they win by a touchdown. So you had 3 picks, I have 4 picks. My last pick, it's semi ugly, but it just makes sense. Bills
Talk to me.
-11. It's a lot of points for the National Football League. But if there's one team that can cover 11 points consistently, it's Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. We've seen it. Out of his last 12 wins, they've either whooped your ass or they've lost. The only close game that they've won was against the
Simple as
Chiefs.
that.
It was against the Chiefs. Josh Allen in his 11 or 12 last, besides the one with the Chiefs, taking them out. I think it's somewhere between 10 to 12 of those games where he's won. The Bills have either lost the game or they've won by 2 scores or more. So he's either going to kick your ass
Sheesh.
or he's going to lose. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. This Packers team is not competitive right now. Josh Allen at home.
At all, bro.
They're at home. They're off a bye. Their team is healthy. What else do I need to say? I'd take this all the way up to 14. I think the Bills truly win this game. 2, maybe 3 touchdowns. I hit this on last episode. I'm going to be sprinkling alt spread -20, 20.5. I just think this is a big spot off of a bye. The Bills want to get back on their reps. Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis, Josh Allen, Singletary's even been running the ball well. This team is just hitting on all cylinders right now. Their defense is making plays, and their special teams is doing what they're supposed to do. So, it's an ugly number, but you're telling me the Packers +11 isn't uglier than the Bills -11? Give me a break. This Packers team couldn't cover against shit and piss. Give me the Bills -11. One of my favorite bets, even though it's so ugly, you have to play it. If you're going to play a side in this game, you're going to take the Bills. I don't care how due Aaron Rodgers is for a revenge game. You're telling me if the Aaron Jones, AJ Dillon combo hasn't worked the last 3 weeks, you think it's going to work against the Bills defense? Absolutely not. I think Josh Allen throws for probably 400 yards this game. And that's what I like.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. They're gonna put them boys in the fryer. I ain't gonna lie to you. They're about to put them boys right in the fryer. Like the Packers don't even have Allen Lazard now. I don't know if you peep that. Allen Lazard's out.
Yeah.
So there goes any familiarity with his receivers. Them young boys is about to go out there. them young boys about to go out there to Buffalo, New York, with Bills Mafia going crazy, not knowing what the hell to do. This is about to be ugly, ugly. Like I might even go to a casino and just place a ticket and then put legit adjust the spread to 17, 18, 19. Like honestly, like I really think it's gonna get really ugly for the Packers. And remember how I said when we were talking about the certain teams, like the Buccaneers, how they lost to the Panthers, how we should start looking at them, start panicking, and Green Bay as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, nah, we better start panicking. I'm telling you guys, we better start asking questions about Matt LaFleur, because Matt LaFleur ain't looking too goddamn good at all,
Yeah.
at all. This team looks so unprepared. I mean, Aaron Rodgers has something to do with it too. Yes, he has some fault in it, but man, they shouldn't be where they are in this position right now at all. So
Yeah, the locker room
yeah,
doesn't
oh
seem
yeah, these Bills teams going to do their business.
yeah, the locker room doesn't seem that they're on the same page at all. You kind of have Aaron Rodgers pointing the finger at the offensive line. You have him pointing the finger at the coach, saying that we're not getting Aaron Jones the ball enough. We have younger guys on the outside talking about Romeo Dobbs, especially how we have to be on the same page for the plays. There's just a lot of finger pointing, not a lot of camaraderie. I just think this is a good old fashioned ass whooping. I think this is the start of the big boy drama in Green Bay. I think this is an ugly game, and I think it gets so out of hand. I wouldn't be surprised to see Jordan Love on the Packers in the third quarter, just because they're just getting pissed on. Um, so yeah, that goes over our picks. Just really quickly, my picks were 49ers -1, Bills -11, Commanders +3, and Vikings -3.5. Dynel, coming off a 4-0 week, has the Raiders -1,
Hot boy.
Commanders +3, and 49ers -1. So we are both on the Commanders +3 and 49ers -1. I think this is the first week where we've had the same pick. Is it not? I
All the way
think it.
through.
I think.
Yeah,
I think
all
it.
the way
I
through.
think it
Yeah.
is. Wow, that's insane. So we're both on the same side, and not for just one game, for two games. Um, and then, as always, as stated on the last or episode, we are going to give out our favorite underdogs, and we have three this week. There's not a lot of big underdogs. Um, I just so the value in this underdog round robin, I would play it a little bit smaller just because of the value isn't as significant. But we have come to the collective agreement of the Commanders obviously money line, not +3. I was going to say that we're both already on the Commanders +3 anyway, so why not sprinkle the money line? Then we're also going to take a shot at the Texans against the Titans, and then by default, you have to throw the Giants in there. Giants have just been playing incredible. They're only a 3-point dog as the rest of these picks. But they're playing in Seattle, and you got to ride the hot hand. The one that we almost put in there was the Lions. I think the Lions at home off a bye, it just makes sense. So that would be our fourth,
Right.
but those are our top three: Commanders, Texans, Giants. Um, and then we also have a teaser. So this is a teaser we cooked up. I will be playing this. I love this teaser. Bills -5. You know,
Easy.
it just
Easy.
makes too much sense. Commanders +9. I mean, we're really going all in on Washington this week. So they could be the wrench in all of this. But we have the Commanders
So get ready to
+9.
clench your ass cheeks, because it's gonna be a close ride, boy.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a tight one. Because
Commanders
you bet on the
+9.
Commanders.
Yeah,
So
who are the Colts to win by a touchdown? A field? They're not
that's
that
right.
team right now.
Exactly.
And then we are finishing off with the Bears +16. It's just too many points. It's just too many
S-
points.
16 points. Like I said, that Chicago defense is heavily, heavily, heavily slept on. Honestly, heavily slept on. And I believe they're gonna, yeah, that 16 points. We're taking that. Just put in the books. All right, put in the books. Trust us.
My
Trust us
man,
on
my
that.
man,
Trust us on
my
that.
man Eberflus has Dak's number too. He's got his number.
He do.
He does.
Definitely does.
What was it? The Colts beat the Cowboys. What was it? What last time he coached for the
23-0.
23-0, and Dak threw, I think, 24 of 39 with a interception, and he was
A
sacked three
pick.
times. Yeah. So he was sacked 3 times, and his QBR was 20. So, nah, stick with the trend, stick with the scheme, and play the number. Bears plus 16, love it. Commanders plus 9, love it. Bills minus 5, love it. But other than that, man, that was quick, simple, to the point. I think we have a good week coming upon us.
Got some money coming in.
Yeah, let's stay hot, Dino. I'm definitely gonna be tailing your Raiders -1 out of respect, just because I'm gonna stay with the hot hand. Obviously, gonna play my picks. I'm gonna sprinkle that underdog round robin, and I'm also gonna play that teaser. I really like that teaser. I'm probably gonna play it a little bit heavier than I usually do, just because we missed last week. We missed the teaser last week, but yeah, I really like that teaser. I love our underdog round robin. And then I think our picks are solid, man. We agree this week, so maybe this is the tide turning for me. I'm due to get hot, man. So I think that's gonna do it. This has been episode 9, Picks Saturday at the Shred the Spread podcast. If you enjoyed, please give us a rating. Follow us on Twitter at Shred the Spread _. You can also follow us on TikTok.
Spread the word
at Shred the Spread. We have also included our podcast into other destinations, primarily Google Podcasts, and I believe iHeartRadio. We are now live on there. We did add a few more, such as Podcast Addict. There's a few more places that we are now available, so you have more variety of where you could have your choice.
There's no reason.
Yeah. So you can get us anywhere.
There ain't no reason to be missing the podcast.
The shorter episodes, so the Monday and Saturday, I generally put up on YouTube. Thursday, we have a longer episode, so it's a little bit more difficult to do that. So if you listen to us on YouTube, unfortunately, the Thursday are not up there, so you would have to look elsewhere for that option. But other than that, man, we will be back on Monday for Recap Monday with myself, Dino. As always,
yes, indeed.
It's been a pleasure. And we will be back,
of course,
Thursday together. I will be back by myself on Monday. And we will see you in the next episode. Thanks for listening.
And tell them to bring me my money.
Yes, sir, man. See you guys.